Good. It's your girl TK,
And I'm Shay.
and this is
Melanated.
an opinionated. Ew.
And
Now, it's been a long time coming for this podcast, and honestly, before we even had this take, we had about 50 of them beforehand. You know, tech issues are not my friend. I'm not tech savvy. I'm honestly deep down 87 years old when it comes to this technology. I'm really, really wanting a flip phone,
let's not do that.
by the way.
Let's not do that.
At this
So,
point.
we're here. First episode. We gonna talk a little bit about who we are, let you know what this podcast is going to be about, and then we'll go into a quick little topic, end it off with a fun little icebreaker. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, intro, you wanna start?
No, I'm not good at intros.
All
I'm not. I'm really not.
right. Well, I'm Shakira, but everybody calls me Shay, aka the GenXennial. Chose that name because I feel like I was Gen X. Even though I was born a millennial, I still got like that Gen X type of spirit. So GenXennial, check me out, holla at me. Um,
And
but
I'm Takara, but I go by TK for short because it's easier. So
that's a gangster. She don't want you to know her full name.
no,
Okay,
you
just
don't,
the
you don't
initials.
need to know all that. To be
Don't
honest,
be all in her business.
I
All
don't
right.
care what you see.
So we met in high school.
Girl, yeah. What year was that? You don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
But it was a while ago. Like,
nine.
yeah.
Oh nine. Oh nine. So
You dead ass?
that's 16
Cause
years.
you graduated in 11, and I graduated in 2012. That's
That is crazy. 16
okay,
years. If I would have had a baby, it would have been a fucking adult.
girl.
Or a mini adult.
You know, whenever people talk about numbers, I get a little agitated. I don't like math. But the fact that you just added the math and the math is math, and I don't like
Funny
that.
thing, I had lied about my age so much. One year I forgot how old I was for real. It was it was a sad moment calling
Oh,
my mama trying to figure that out.
oh.
'Cause I don't know. I felt like I had lost a year in my life. I don't know. It was a weird time. We're not gonna deep dive into that. But met in high school. Um, she was super quiet. She was sweet. She was. I didn't have no problems out of TK.
No, because I don't bother nobody.
It
I
was.
don't. And it's like the crazy thing is in high school, I knew everybody's business, but nobody really knew mine. Nobody knew I had a boyfriend until prom.
You had a boyfriend?
See?
Did
Nobody
not.
knew
I
anything
didn't.
about me.
Did
Like, it
not know
was,
that.
I would hear a lot of things about people in high school, but nobody would really hear anything about me. Now, granted, honestly, I was always in trouble, but I didn't really. It was a culture shock for me in that school, so
Really?
it was like one of those things where I was always out in the streets in trouble type shit. I was never
Mm.
like doing no hoorah like fighting people. It was more like I just didn't care for my curfew, and I just didn't care. A lot
That
was going
was
on in high school for me. It was horrible,
that
but
was a weird time going from across the bridge to out there in St. Peter's.
a culture shock.
It really was. I didn't. It felt like one of those high school movies. You had the jocks, but it wasn't like bad. I didn't have no problems out of nobody. Ain't nobody ever stepped to me though. But I ain't had no problems out of nobody. But it didn't. It did have that feel of like a high school where it was like the jocks, the cheerleaders, the
Mm-hmm.
goth kids, the black kids. But then it was like inside the group of black kids, it was like individual like black groups. Like it was weird.
It
I
was
was
very
like,
concerning because you had the black kids that came across the bridge, you had the black kids
mm-hmm,
that lived around here
mm-hmm.
in that area, or you just had that one random anime kid. Shout out to him though. I hope he's doing well in life
Yeah.
because we all have that one individual that runs like Naruto. It's very
Straight who to the cafeteria, baby.
just
The food
fast.
ain't going
He
nowhere.
got out the way and
But we moved. We moved because I think if he would have hit us, it would have been like an anime. We just would have been.
low key he paved the way for the hallways.
He did.
He paved the way. He sure
All you
did.
gotta do is walk behind him. You'll get to the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Let's believe.
but we have been friends for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one of the longest friendships that I have had that is still like standing, like
Same. But
rocking.
it's like being friends with women is kind of tricky sometimes. It really is.
It is.
And especially if they just find, because the thing about women, they can pick a flaw and pick at it.
Mm.
They just pick at it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you ain't got to do all that. It's one thing to pull me to the side, be like, hey, you doing this, and it's very concerning. It's just
Yeah.
like a health concern. I mean, what's going on? Like, but
Yeah.
a lot of women are very spiteful and try and embarrass you in front of large groups.
Oh, that it gives that's those the pick me girls, the ones that want to be noticed and y'all look at her and they try to like put it off on somebody else. Baby, we smell fish because it's you, boo boo. You the one smelling like fish. I hate those pick me girls, man. I don't get me started on those. But
Mm-mm.
needless to say, we have been friends for a very long time. Y'all, we gonna go off on tangents because that's just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with us. We gonna come back to it
Yeah.
eventually. I promise.
Yeah, we are new to this, but we are true to this.
Also,
Okay.
that
So,
means you gonna get to see a lot of different opinions come from our
yeah,
brains.
and it's like with us as a duo, are very much authentic. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you gonna see our personalities. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got nothing to lie about. It. I mean, you gonna see us. This is us.
You
So
you gonna hear stories that I should not be telling folks, but
I mean,
who
hey,
gonna check me? You
like,
know who gonna check me about anything? So just whatever. We too old for that. I'm airing it out.
yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna air out nobody's business. It's gonna be my own personal
I know I
business.
might air out somebody's business. I ain't gonna pick. I ain't gonna say no names.
But you're not doing
What?
it.
Well, I
We
mean, it
are
depends
not
on the
have
situation,
anybody
cause
beating on our door.
ain't nobody gonna beat on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not worried about
Ain't
that.
nobody
Oh,
gonna.
trust me, you know I ain't worried
Ain't
about it.
nobody come.
But we are going to talk about today our first topic.
Mm.
So there was this video circulating of this white woman,
Oh,
and she was recording her black boyfriend.
oh.
And he was just sitting there on the ground screaming and hollering at her, saying that he wasn't going to help her pay any bills. Now, mind you, they have a child in this home.
Mm.
She's recording. Now, I don't know what she's recording for. I don't know who she's trying to point to. Baby, we hear it, we see it. First of all, the man's gay.
Oh.
Let's just put it out there.
What?
I
Not a
heard the
DL.
sassiness in the voice.
Oh.
That man's gay. But that's just my opinion. He may not be gay. I don't know. Sir, don't come over here
I gotta take my
with the
glasses
bull.
off for this.
This is just my opinion.
Mm.
But then he proceeds to tell her, you need to work overtime, basically, to pay these bills because you're not getting a dime of my money. How would you have handled that situation?
Well, as a sister, you either going to your mama or you going to the Lord. I don't really know how else to put that, to be honest. Because who are you
Glory.
talking
You're going to glory. It's not an option.
to?
You're going to meet the big God because to sit in a home that we share, everything we share, the utilities, we share a bed together,
Mm-hmm.
we share a child.
Mm-hmm.
In this home that your child is living, I am telling you, I need help with these bills, and you tell me to work overtime.
It just sounds like he don't like her.
And yeah,
He don't like her.
and that's what sucks because listening, you can kind of hear in her voice she's tired. She's just like, but it's like, baby, if you tired, you're gonna have to put a little, a little oomph into it. You're gonna have to hit him with a body blow or something, let him know you're not
Some
playing.
fight back.
But
Cause what?
I'm just saying, play grip ball with him or something. I don't know, but to sit there and then to just record, and I'm not promoting violence,
Depends on the situation.
but if we are sharing a home and I am telling you, babe, I need help with the bills this month, and you tell me to go work overtime, you no longer have a home to live in. You have to go. Either Like you said, go to your mama, or you can go to glory. But you're gonna have to get up out of this abode. There's no way.
At that point, because I will tell you, I've dated. Well, they're not decent humans to me personally. I could probably say two of them were all right, but one of them, drug dealer, but he's broke. How you a broke drug dealer?
That sucks.
Now, I will tell y'all an example. One time I was in Cancun with my family, and it wasn't one of those all inclusive resorts. So, unfortunately, I came out of pocket for a lot of things, and I still had to pay rent. So, I'm pissed. But when you have a minor in the family, what can you do? So, I had to come out of pocket for a lot of things. But this boy calls me saying, "Hey, babe, my car got towed." And I was like, "How?" "Well, I was at homeboy house." And I'm like, "But if you know this ain't the first time you got towed over there, why you go back?"
Right.
Mind you, he knows I pay a majority of my own bills. I pay my phone bill. I get my own nails done. I get my hair done. I do all of the things for myself. Honestly, and I do have a man, but I tell him a lot of times, I want you because I know what you can teach me as far as life goes. I don't need you, hypothetically speaking. Yes, I need you emotionally. But as far as like financially being a provider, I'm too hyper independent to ask anybody for anything. But in that said situation, he was basically trying to ask me to send him money to help him get his car out of the tow yard. And I was like, I'm out of town, like in Mexico, right? And I got to pay my rent, baby.
Sir.
And then his response was, "Well, you a woman, you could use your assets to make some money. Like, you got that account and all that." I'm just like, but that's besides the point.
Oh, that just gave me the ick. I'm sorry. What?
Mind you, a drug dealer, and you ain't got no money. How you a broke drug dealer? That don't make
That
sense to
don't
me.
make sense.
It
So
doesn't.
there's no way. There's no, and don't say it's a drug. It's crackheads everywhere. So, I'm not gonna say crackheads,
No.
but there's individuals who indulge everywhere. There's no way ain't nobody buying.
Yeah, and the main
Okay.
thing was Mary Jane. So I was really confused. Now, mind you, I didn't really care for anybody who made money for me, for like made enough money to, help me. I never asked anybody to help me with anything. That's
Mm-hmm.
just me. I grew up with my mom being a nurse, raising three kids, and she did have a village, but how she went to college and still took care of her kids, that made me not want to need nobody. That'll
Yeah.
teach you something real quick.
Yeah.
So it's like with this man, and honestly, I a lot of it does fall on me because he was like maybe 23, 24. And I'm like, you cute. You got some common sense, because he would tell me like he helped with his mom and paying the bills, help with the house, all that jazz, take care of your siblings. All right, cool. Older sibling syndrome. I hear you. You are the
Right.
provider in your household, but in this situation, why am I taking care of you? You are not my son. I didn't give birth to you. I ain't got to do shit.
Yeah. That is rough.
So it's like a lot of these men, and I'm not gonna say all, because I don't want y'all getting y'all boxes in a tizzy.
Whew. They like
But
to tussle.
they like to tussle. But it's like a lot of these men, they have a what kind of complex is it? I wouldn't say God complexes. They know better. But it's like they are very entitled. And it doesn't make
Ooh,
sense.
yes.
It doesn't make sense to me because how dare you come into my world and think that automatically because we're talking or somewhat quote unquote dating, I have to do certain things for you. I'm sorry, but if you did not build my table from IKEA, excuse me?
Yeah.
And that's like another thing when it comes to that. What do you bring to the table conversation? If you did not build the table, why are you
Don't.
asking me? If anything, I'm a guest at your table.
That,
Excuse
right.
you.
I ain't even want to be here.
Like I'm trying to see what the food
I ain't
tastes
even want to
like.
be here.
Clearly it is expired cuz I don't what?
So that brings me to dating. Dating in 2025. Well, I'm not gonna say 2025. Let's just say from the time that I started dating. Um, it is trash. It's horrible out here.
He got a little pee in it apparently.
I pee. We got piss, shit, throw up. We got He got every
Oh,
bodily function you can think of. Like it is horrifying. So the what I and I be thinking about this a lot because it's like I be wanting to go on a rant, but then it's like who gonna listen? Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
but
But
you
I'm gonna
never
say
know who
this.
may need to hear it though, because a lot of women are stuck in situations where they feel like they don't know how to get out of. And I know one too many
Mm,
women,
mm,
one too many, and it's just like if you have the village that's gonna run these savages out of your living space.
not savages.
I'm telling you, and when I give another example, I got a homegirl. She's dealing with a broke dealer too. I don't know where they coming from. I don't know how you a broke dealer. I never understand that. But anyway,
Mm.
he was out here dealing with his women's, having kids and everything with everybody else. Mind you, she pregnant too. She pregnant too.
Oh, oh,
And I was like,
mm.
well, I can bring my trash bags and the dumpster right around the corner from the crib. Goodwill up the street. What we doing? She's like, nah, we just got good. We just got good. I'm like, don't call me no more. Don't you?
That because
Unless you really want to fix this problem, don't you
once you
call me
have
over.
called me, once I come over there first time and help, you got the first one is a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
The second time you call me, I'm gonna ask you, are you sure? Are you 100% sure? If you say yes, I'm going to come help you. Now, by that third time, you call me and tell me you need me to come help you, I'm going to charge you. I'm going to charge you for my services. And it's going to be per hour. So, and it's not cheap because you ain't learned. We still gonna keep going through this cycle. Okay. Well, if that's the case, if you're gonna waste my time, I don't care about you wasting your own time. If you're gonna waste my time, you're gonna have to at least like pay me for that.
Yeah, because
I'm
it's like I
sorry.
can't even tell you how many times I've been a shoulder to cry on for a lot of these women. And granted, I've been around these said men who are foolish. I've been around these counterparts of ours. So it's like they're dumb enough to think you're dumb enough to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you don't have the correct friends around you that you're going to listen to, then I mean, that's going to be a problem in itself. But at the end of the day, you have to want to get out of that. I can't remember where
Yeah.
I heard it from, but clearly it doesn't hurt bad enough for you to go. Clearly it don't.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
want that for yourself. I can't beg you to leave.
Yeah. And this is not in reference to because I don't want there to be any confusion. This is we're talking about emotional abuse. Well, physical is a different thing.
Yeah.
That's a different situation. Those situations are very hard and difficult to deal with.
Mhm.
We're not talking about those. We're talking about the emotional abuse, the mental, the narcissistic. Like this. Okay, so I was talking to this guy, and he has. Okay, I'm not gonna say talking to. So he was introduced to me as somebody that I could potentially like
Mm.
potentially. Did I say that right? I think so. So very first phone conversation. We're about 2 minutes in.
Mm.
So he was like, so what are your thoughts on polygamy? I said, ooh.
You found one of them.
I'm like, well, that's not really
Mm.
my cup of tea,
Mm.
but if
Mm.
that's what you do, I'm not here to knock you for that. Like, I'll never judge nobody for what they do in their relationship.
Mm.
So he was like, well, it was like this hotep this is it came out of nowhere.
No.
He got to talking to me like this and sister, see what you have to understand is as a woman you are so I said hold up. Time out.
Them hoteps be pissing me off, bro.
What are we talking about? Like, sir, this is my introduction to you. Mind you, like, what's your name again? Like, I don't even think I remember your name, and you're already talking about trying to marry me into. He already had two wives,
Get
mind
off
you.
my phone.
He had two wives that
I would have said, get off my phone. Goodbye.
said party that introduced me to this man failed to mention, by the way, that this had two wives. So I was like, and I'm
Mm.
listening to him. So, then he got disrespectful. And I don't know if it was disrespectful to anybody else, but it was disrespectful to me. He had asked me, um, do you practice religion, or are you a part of any religion or something like that? And I'm like, no, I chose to step outside of that. I'm more of a spiritual person. He said, so what it sounds like to me is you're a spiritual whore. I'm sorry. What did you just call me?
Again, get off of my phone.
Yeah, at
Get off
that
of my
point,
phone.
I was like,
Get off of
okay,
my phone.
so let's do this. I'm going to call you back. He was like, all right, just hit me back later. Blocked. What are we talking about? Spiritual whore? Are you are you kidding me? That's how you wanted to approach that situation?
But you have two wives, and you're trying to convince me to be in a
A
cult.
third wife.
It sounds like a cult. I don't know.
It
It's like
did.
I can respect polygamy. I just don't want no parts of it. You feel me? Like I not everybody is into that lane.
And and I was very respectful about it. I said, that's not really my thing. I didn't say, hell nah. I didn't do all of that. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm cool. Like, but we can still be cool. Talk. You could call me, hit me up anytime. Oh, so I mean, what religion do you practice? I'm like, well, I don't practice religion. He's like, oh, so what you saying? You a spiritual whore? What are we talking about, sir? I thought we was talking. You just wanted to marry me. What happened? Again, this was within like the first 2 to 3 minutes of this conversation. I'm just like, all right, I give up. I
That
quit.
truly gave me the ick because how
I quit.
dare you? How dare you? You're calling me a spiritual whore, but you got two wives already?
Yeah,
What?
spiritual whore. I mean, he could at least said hoe. I probably wouldn't have been like as pissed off about it. But whore,
That's
God, that had some. It came from the back of the throat.
bro.
Whore,
What?
like I was like, dang. So, that was one terrible situation. But as far as take after I took my little hiatus, and thank you for being there with me through that long journey. For the past 4 years, I have been single by choice, and I have chosen to be abstinent as well. But in this journey, I have learned to love myself. And what I have noticed is now that I am back on the dating scene, or I'm trying to date again, a lot of shit that these men are telling me, the old me would have felt for.
Mm.
I would have, and I know that now. Like I would have been like, damn, you would have had me just that quick. But it's like now I'm listening, or when I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, mm-hmm,
Mm.
mm-hmm, yep, that's crazy. Like it's like because okay, so after, and I can talk about this now. So after the 4 years of me being single, I
Mhm.
started my 2025 back trying to go onto the little dating scene.
Mhm.
So I got on the little dating app, met this nice little gentleman.
Mhm.
So for all those years that I took off, I really thought I was dead inside. Like I
Mm.
felt like I would never love again. Like after that last relationship, I was done spiritually, I was done emotionally, mentally, I was just checked out. And so I thought, I'm like, bro, I'm never going to be able to feel anything for anybody else ever again.
Mm.
And so I met this young man, and I started feeling. And
Oh.
oh my God, it scared the hell out of me.
Mm.
It was like butterflies. Like it was like, in the movie when there's like the scene get real dark,
Mhm.
but then there's like a little glow from a little butterfly, and
Oh.
then it gets bigger and bigger, and then a bunch of butterflies. Oh man, it was just like it was beautiful. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, bro, you are making me feel things that I've never felt before. What is this? This bitch ghosted me.
Oh, so he gave you moths, not butterflies.
Yeah, apparently they were.
that's
apparently they
that's what it was.
apparently they were moths.
Oh,
So
wow. Well.
needless to say, but he did come back, and then he expressed a feeling for me, um, and I was like, oh, okay,
Mm.
cool. I think.
All right.
What are we? Are we back to this? Are we still gonna do this? And then he was like, he had ghosted me again. So I was like, I don't know what you wanted from me. So I'm just gonna back up. So old me would have been ready to crash out. Like I would have been ready to fight. Like you're playing with my emotions, but now it's like that I've grown and I took that time off to myself. I did kind of learn how to love myself a little bit more, and the things that men tell me, it's like going in one ear and out the other because it's like going to be based in your actions. You're going to have to show me.
Yeah.
Your words mean nothing to me. Nobody's like none of y'all. It's not just one man in particular. None of y'all. I trust nothing that you say.
Our male counterparts piss me off. But you know, I am one of those girlies. Shout out to my man. But it's just
bro is dead.
like it's just like you gonna have to show me, and he definitely showed up and showed out, y'all. The first interaction we had was like kind of like, oh my god, we were nervous, and when he came in, he had, oh, hey, how you doing? It's okay, we can cut that part out. But he came in with a vinyl. I was like, oh my god, and it's like between vinyls and food.
That's way to your heart. Those two things, that's way to your heart.
Vinyls and food. Yeah. I like sometimes I work for my friends for food. I ain't asking for no money, baby. Sure. I got my own. Just feed me. Funny. But I'm just like, they have to show you that they respect you at the end of the day. And if they can't, because a lot of these men will definitely put on a facade, like a fake vibe, just to ease you in to something.
Oh, that's like, that's how they get. One almost got me. He almost had me. And then my spirit guides have been showing out. When I say they've been in my ear heavy with that put them back. They haven't been playing no games. Like they have been telling me in advance if this month, like everything that I thought ahead of time, it got proven, a day or two later. So it's like, God, like they talking to me, they telling me this. So I'm just like, there's no way I can ignore these type of signs that I'm getting from ancestors that I'm seeing my ancestors that I've never even met before because they may have passed before I, when I was little or before I was born. But I'm seeing them, they coming to talk to me and they telling me something wrong with him. Leave him alone. So one of the funny things that I do is when I'm on those little dating apps, if I'm swiping, I be looking at a dude and I be like, you look like you hit bitches.
Oh. Oh.
I don't know why, but that is my fear, getting in a relationship where, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's any woman's fear, right? But getting in a relationship where somebody is manhandling you, I don't think I'm mentally prepared for it because it's going to go from you thinking something is going to happen and then it's going to be something else because it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. I'm going to end up on Snap. So let's not do this. And I'm too old for those relationships, those toxic relationships where putting your hands on each other's.
I told the last dude that put his hands on me, I'm going to send you to your mama's house and not alive. Because do it again. And mind you, I told all his friends too. So guess what? He got exiled. Because I'm like,
some dudes don't be playing that.
Because it's like, why would you do that? I hung around all your friends, and it's like after we broke up and all of these things, I told them, I was like, yeah, he put his hands on me a couple times. I just need y'all to understand. I need y'all to understand it. And it's like, I don't want y'all to just sit here and say I'm lying or just, make y'all friend look bad. But I just have to tell y'all because not only are y'all my friends, y'all are like my brothers because I know y'all going to defend me. Right. So it's like, I can't. And my homie, my brother Avery, if you watching this, I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I can't. I don't know why men think that women can't defend themselves.
Because
these days, more women on Snap. There are more women on Snap than actual
girls busting back. Okay, they not tussling with them no more. They shooting back. Like you can't just crash out. First of all, these are millennials that they allowed to have weapons. Like you can't just crash out on one of us. We gonna crash out with you. What you want to do? Like we can keep it cool,
Yeah.
or we can take it there. But I would prefer just to not be in that type of energy because, like I said, just taking that time off, it was man. The days were brighter, you know. And don't get me wrong, I did have my moments where I was down, you know. But what I can say is those down moments didn't last. You know, I was eventually able to, you know, put myself together and maybe do my hair, do my nails, lashes, make myself look cute. And so that's why sporadically people be seeing me post pictures. That's when I'm feeling pretty.
I mean,
but
hey.
in between time, I'll be like, I look like a potato.
Girl, I be having a lot of them little days. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, I don't post that often, but it's like I know I'm cute because like I know I'm cute because like I don't feel like as long as I take care of my skin and I take care of myself physically. I personally I don't know how to do makeup, so I just don't do it. And that's just me being honest. So it's like because I don't. But I'm saying it's like I'll probably wear lashes and some lip gloss and some hoop earrings and call it a day because it's like I'm not gonna sit here and figure out how to apply foundation. That's
it be looking like it because then you gotta do the middle and you gotta do the sides. And you gotta put a little squares right here and you gotta do something right here and then right here and you gotta put a little triangle right here.
That's too much. I can't. I'm not.
And it gotta be different shades. I can't. I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
what.
I mean, if to all the girls that do makeup, this is no shade to you. You do great work. I just know
amazing.
I'm not participating.
You are chef's kiss.
I am not participating.
There's no way.
You got it. That is not my lane. Y'all got it. I'm not.
I don't. They make the nose skinnier. How do you, this? Huh? That is witchcraft. They can make your nose look skinnier.
Oh my god!
It's so dope though. I love it.
Oh my god!
Don't mind me. But what was we talking about?
We were talking about emotional abuse with the men.
Oh god! Back to them. Okay, so so here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. When it comes to dating, most women are doing one of two things. They're either dating to marry or they're dating you because they see some type of benefit from you in that moment. Like, so go there.
That's usually
so it's one of those two things. Now, it is hard to distinguish which one is which. However, if you have a woman telling you, hey, I don't need anything financially from you, I don't need you to buy me anything. As a matter of fact, our first date, let's do something that don't even cost. I'm telling you this. I don't need anything from you. I got this. And even if I wanted to go on a date, I would still pay. If I, you know,
if I invited you,
if I invited you, cool. Yeah. But I'm telling you this up front, and you don't know whether I'm the good one or the bad one. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, doesn't
make sense. But you know, with stuff like that, a lot of men can feel intimidated. A lot of men can feel intimidated by a woman who's sure of herself, who takes care of her own and just handles business. Now, it's not all men, but you got them ones that be insecure who just haven't been in a situation like that before. Because a lot of men don't like the fact that women are making more money than them, and I'm like, I don't see a problem.
Still weird.
I don't see a problem. I say get her pregnant and treat her good, and then maybe you could be a stay-at-home husband. You ain't got to do nothing. I mean, I don't know. There's an upside to that. I don't see the problem.
And there's some women out here that will,
you know, like you can stay home and play video games all day, brother. You ain't. I don't see a problem.
Like being the power, they like being the one in charge. What it is I think people are still stuck in that toxic masculine. It's either a masculine thing or a feminine thing.
Yeah.
Like a man has to make more money than his woman, but I mean, I feel like as long as all the money going into one account, so it don't matter. Like, who cares who makes more? If we're married or whatever the case may be, and our accounts are joined, it doesn't matter if my deposit say 5,000 and yours say 2,000. We got 7,000
we got groceries.
So what we finna do? Like, we got,
you know what I'm saying?
We got bills to pay,
and we can, after the bills are paid, we can go take that trip you've been wanting to go. Like, it's like it's stuff like that where it's just like I don't know. I feel like the problem with a lot of people is just contentment and just acceptance in
Yeah.
general. Because it's like just because she works at a corporate job and she makes 65, maybe 75K in a year type shit. Like it's just come on, bro. Like
Yeah.
is it really that deep? As long as she on her business, but it's like then they'll be complaining about the women who look for a man with money, and it's just like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
So what I have found out is so here's this thing. Here's the thing. And I'm cool with this, which whatever. A lot of men don't like plus size women, which is cool.
kind of hard to believe sometimes.
You will be surprised. It is a fetish.
Oh,
It's a fetish. They don't want to be in a relationship. It is a fetish to be with a
oh.
plus size woman. So that's already hard trying to distinguish between the two, right? So you do. So me as a plus size woman, I already let it be known. Hey, I'm a big girl, baby. This belly over here is a football, okay? like this is what it is.
Well,
So but a lot of guys when they approach me, they know that they come to me, they be like, oh, okay, that's cool. So then you have the ones like I was talking to this kind of weird guy. He was like, he was trying to come over.
mm.
First of all, not here.
Oh.
I would never put anybody in this household in danger like that. I don't know you, nigga. Hell no, you can't come to my house. So he tried the first time, and I was like, "Well, you keep trying to get over here. Like, why don't we just go out? Let's go. We can go to a park. We ain't gotta go like to the movies or nothing. We can go talk." He was like, "Oh, well, I be so busy during the day and at night I got a limited amount of time." So I'm like,
ma'am,
"Are you
you are
trying
not
to?"
a cockroach. You are not a I'm sorry. Like what? You only trying to see me at night, bitch? Excuse me.
So it gets a little creepier. So I was like, so are you just? I asked him straight up, are you just trying to use me for sex? And he was like, it's not trying to use you, but I mean, you kind of thick, and I kind of want to see what that feel like. What? I mean, it's a vagina. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna feel like a vagina. What do you what? He
Huh?
wanted to. He wanted to see what with being a big girl. I don't know.
So he thinks you're an
He
experimental cockroach.
Yes, that's what he thought.
What
It was
the?
an experiment. He wanted to basically experiment and see what it was like to be with a plus size woman.
Gosh.
That's not that over here. Like we don't do that here. So I was just like, sir, to be honest with you, I'm not really trying to take it that far just yet. I kind of want to get to know you first, and then I ain't talking. He ain't ever message back. I was fine with that. Girl, one slid in my DMs and went straight for it. He said, "You trying to fuck?" I said,
Oh.
"Hello,
Hey.
hi, how are you?"
I'm fine.
Like, and I was like, "No," he blocked me. I
He
swear to God,
blocked you?
he blocked me.
Sassy, aren't we?
I said, "Well, damn!" Like he blocked me immediately. The message just disappeared. I was like, "Where did it?" Oh, okay. And I was like,
Yeah, he saved you the trouble.
I mean, right? He did save me the trouble. So that's kind of another thing which is weird. I can't really blame a lot. I don't like a liar, but I get why they lie because they know if they was upfront, they wouldn't get the women that they want. They'll get what they need, which is a hoe. You need a hoe in that moment to relieve you in that moment. But if you want something permanent, you gonna kind of.
You do know that's what streetwalkers are for.
Mm.
Cause I'm like, just go. If that's the case, go pick up somebody off the corner.
And that's another thing. Like, it's really females out here that don't mind being a. I mean, not a hoe, but like
I mean, essentially,
your piece of meat. Like they don't mind just being your sexual partner.
But I truly think they just don't want to pay for it. Like, why not get some coochie and it's free? Like, in their mind, that's really what it is. But it's like the trick is to just treat women with respect, and maybe, just maybe, you get a call back.
Nah, Well,
Cause it's like if
yeah.
I'm not gonna like you have to be nice, you have to be respectful, and you have to be yourself, bro. You ain't gotta
Yeah.
lie, you ain't gotta put on no facade. You ain't gotta lie to kick it, my nigga. What was it that Kendra said? That's what Kendra said,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so it's like you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You really
Yeah.
don't have to do that. Like I appreciate people who are honest from jump.
Oh,
I do.
yes. I got a new little friend. Oh my god, he's so adorable.
Oh.
But I have a new little friend, and he came up like straight up front with me. He was like, "Look, boom, this what it is. Da da da.
Mm.
This what it ain't though." And
Oh.
I'm like, "Okay."
Oh.
And he been kind of standing on business just a little bit, but
Mm.
it's work there.
Mm.
But as of right now, in the position that I'm in, I am freely dating. So therefore, what I like is nobody is making me feel like I have to just only talk to them. They are very well aware that I am being approached by other men and I am talking to other men.
Mm.
Nobody has made me feel any kind of way, which I appreciate. But it is kind of like one of those situations where it's like I don't, but I don't want to be talking to all y'all. Like I kind of just want one person that I can focus on, if that makes sense.
But
So,
some of them don't even give you the chance to even consider. So it's
yeah,
like, okay, you made
yeah,
the choice for me.
yeah, and that's
So
like, I mean, it's not, and I don't ask for much. What I ask for is very two easy things: don't lie to me and be consistent. Those are two very easy tasks.
easy.
Don't be a liar and be consistent. If you're going to approach me and try to talk to me, be there, be present in our conversations. Don't
Speak on
just
it.
vanish and disappear. That is, first of all, is so annoying because I'm a huge like texter, and when I'm getting to know somebody, I'm not really like the phone type of person. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's text. So if I'm responding to you in a timely fashion,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you got to be rapid fire with me, but 2-3 days
Mm.
is that's a no.
Mm.
You don't go missing from me for no 2 or 3 days, sir. Have you lost your mind? And now I'm not saying that I'm like that very hardcore, but I'm just like, it does ring in my head like,
Mm.
that's not a good look. That's not a good start to this. Like you disappearing days at a time. But,
Mm.
I don't just X people out for that. Like if something is going to transpire of this,
Mm.
I can tell by the way you change. Change your ability to text back or call
Yeah.
me or check in on me. So I don't know.
I don't know.
At
Before
this
I
point, I
got with my boo thing, my man.
quit.
It was like I would like kind of just text in like a testing, like I'm
Mhm.
testing men at the same time just to see how you react to certain things. So I'm not asking questions like "Give me some money," because baby,
Right.
I don't need that. But I would just like ask him questions like, "Okay, so how's your relationships with your mom?
Mm.
You got any kids?" Like I have to ask these questions before I even consider anything.
Mhm.
I have to ask those questions because you don't know how mentally or emotionally they actually operate.
Mm.
But it's like again,
That's a
some
valid
will sit
point.
there and lie. I met one guy on the beach and we were actually gonna just like jump right into it. But honestly, I think I fall hard, but it's like if I fuck with you, cause it's like that.
Mhm.
It's like that. But this one guy, I think I was having like a depressive moment, and I was explaining to him like sometimes I just don't want to talk to nobody. And honestly, with me working from home,
Mhm.
you gonna have to catch me when you catch me,
Yeah.
because I don't feel like talking to people. You gonna have to
Yeah.
call me at that point, and it also depends on who it is. But I was telling him like sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. Like when you
Yeah.
depressed, you don't want. Some
You
people
just don't
just
want
don't
to
want
say
to
a
talk.
word.
And he was telling me like, oh well, maybe you should probably do better. Some I can't remember verbatim what he said, but I'm like, do better, bitch. You know what feeling sad to the point where you don't wash your ass is?
Bro, they don't understand. depression
What
is
the fuck?
that thing be tearing you up.
And it will hit you at random times. Like it could be the slightest thing that triggers you. Like you can
Yes.
spill milk and you just
You just be
I
like, I
just
just
wanted a bowl of cereal. Like it could be the slightest thing.
you be ready to crash out.
It could be the slightest thing. Like I could step on Tiger's tail, I'd be hurt. Like, oh my god, if you would get out of the
Oh,
way.
sorry,
Like
mom.
now,
Oh God, my horrible mother. I'm
oh my
making you
god.
cry. I'm sorry.
You know,
Yes,
so it's like
it
having to
is.
explain that to somebody who has not experienced that. Granted, he was a single parent and he was dealing with a divorce and all this
Mm-hmm.
jazz. Mind you, he was a banker, drove a nice car.
No.
But it was just like emotionally, I could understand why your wife wasn't fucking with
Oh.
you. It makes sense.
Okay.
I can understand because maybe you conned her into being your baby mother. Maybe that's the case because how often does she come get them? I don't know. I didn't ask too many questions, but the simple fact if we're talking for like 2-3 months and we're arguing and nothing is being settled, nothing is being squared away or just understood, we
Mm.
don't need to deal with each other.
No.
I shouldn't be arguing with anybody who I've only known for a few months.
Yeah. It's
Because
too early for
with
my first
me,
argument.
when I argue with people, I shut down because I'm like, either I have
Ooh,
nothing else to
yes.
say or I'm really about to let you have it because I gotta
Yeah.
shut up. I have to because I get real personal.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I will, and with me having Gemini energy, I'm taking it to hell. Like I'm going to make it personal. I'm going to make you feel it, like it, and I will not feel bad for telling the truth.
I think at this, I think after I'm not gonna say so many failed relationships.
Hmm.
I think after just all the down relationships I had, because I can't say all of them were failed, because some would have been successful if I was in the right mental
Headspace,
space.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna say all of them were bad. Out of the ones that were bad, though, I have learned a lot, and that's not to take no shit. I'm done taking nigga shit.
Girl.
I'm I used to take a lot of shit from a lot of niggas.
Mm.
Not no more.
Ooh, Jesus, that gave me
Not no
chills
more.
because that is just that's something that I feel a lot of women, well, young women, kind of have to learn on their own. Because yeah, we could tell you, but you gonna have to figure it out on your own. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people have different trials and tribulations,
Yes.
different lessons for different people.
Yes. I had to go. My mama said, she always said, you're the type that you have to see it. I can't tell you. You got to see for yourself. And so every relationship that I had been in, I'm not gonna say they were all horrible. I don't want none of my not. Don't come over here with that bullshit. Okay, I'm not gonna say they were horrible. They just taught me how. Like one taught me how to defend myself
Mm.
physically.
Mm.
One taught me how to speak up for myself because they would talk over me and just I could never get a word in. It was
Mm.
just like, yeah. So, anyways, I was talking about this, and then I would say this, and I'd be like, yeah. So my day was, yeah, and then I never got. So I used to now know how to speak up for myself. One taught me how to trust again
Oh my God,
because
that's a big one.
that that girl right there, man,
Oh.
she was something else, and that relationship I definitely
Mm.
I fucked that up, and I own that. She was the only female relationship I had, and she was amazing.
Mm.
I'll give her that. She was amazing. I fucked that up. It was my attitude. I had a very bad attitude, and that is the time that I took off. I'm not saying that was a bad relationship. I hate that it ended the way that it did.
Mm-hmm.
We were still friends after that, though.
Oh.
Like we were still cool, so it wasn't like anything negative. It's just it wasn't meant for us to be in a relationship. I had some stuff that I needed to work on,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what I took those 4 years doing. Just working on my attitude. My attitude is a lot better now.
Mm.
I don't snap as easily as I used to, or it doesn't. It takes a lot to get me to shut down on you.
Mm.
Like I'm not gonna shut down as easy as I used to. So she definitely taught me that, and I, give her props. So shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have another little friend after that. That's my guy to this day. He gonna always be cool. So
Mm-hmm.
I just, over the time, like I'm okay now with being single. I do want to talk to somebody because who doesn't, but I'm cool. Like it's like if I talk to somebody, cool. If I don't, I'm too worried about doing this.
Well, one of the main things, and not to throw God in there, but one of the main things as far as being human is contentment. He will be proud of you if you are content with whatever you're dealing with. Because whatever you go through is supposed to turn you into the person you're supposed to be at the end of the day. So it's like right now with our little setup, it's not much, but baby, we getting it started. We work exactly. We're working with what we have. So it's like I'm okay with what's happening.
Look,
I'm okay.
In due time, you will see it gets better and better and better because we're growing and growing and growing. So just wait.
Yeah.
All right. So got a little 10 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little icebreaker type deal. Okay. All right. You can only keep one of these Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
Lion King, a Goofy movie,
Hmm.
Toy Story, or Aladdin. You can only keep one.
I would probably say keep the Goofy movie because with the Lion King, it was a lot of lying and killing. I didn't appreciate none of that. None of it.
So
None
Lion
of
King
it.
is out. Okay.
No, I'm saying, and then it was Aladdin. First of all, why you lying to this girl first? Like, why? Why you got to lie? Like if you was just honest, cause you did her a solid in the market. So I don't know why you even had to lie like that. You could
Only
lie
you
for
would
her.
break down a Disney movie like
But
that.
I'm saying when you look at it from a different standpoint, I'm sorry, like that. I'm just saying, cause there's a lot I learned about the Lion King. If you want to know more, you got to tune in for yourself. But
So
Aladdin's out of there, but Goofy
The
movie,
Lion King is a classic.
I get that, but at the same time,
But Toy Story.
I watch it. Listen, I don't know. I feel like that's a good movie, but it wouldn't be my first option. It did teach me a lot about friendships.
Okay, so let's
It
do
did.
this. Okay, let's do this. So if you had to rank them, one being the best
Mm.
and four being the worst out of these four movies.
Oh, this is easy. It's Goofy movie,
Okay.
Toy Story, Aladdin, and then Lion King.
What? Oh, what? Lion King at the end?
Well, to be honest, Lion King reminds me of America. That's the only reason why I say that, and I say that because
Deserted and broke.
and then Scar had the nerve to lie to these hyenas. He lied to them, and guess what happened? He got.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way,
A young baby lost his father. That is very
that
depressing.
was traumatizing.
That's sad.
I broke down in tears. Like that man was my father. Like I was crying.
So you understand why I put it at the bottom, right? It's very sad. I could get past Aladdin lying to Jasmine. I could get past that. But people died. Well, I'm not gonna say people, but beings died.
But the Lion King. Okay, hear me out. The soundtracks. They were top tier. They were better than Aladdin.
We ain't talking about the music. I'm talking about the
But
quality.
I'm just saying. If we were to throw in the music, Lion King was definitely.
Alright, cool.
Because Goofy movie had, I get him that.
Tevin Campbell was on his.
He was on his big one with that one. That's one of my favorite.
He said rent was due, baby.
And
Rent was due.
And he paid it. So Toy Story. So if I had to rank these from best to worst, Goofy movie, Toy Story, Lion King, Aladdin.
Well, damn near the same decision.
A little bit, but a little bit. But Aladdin. So Robin Williams as the genie was here.
That man deserved an Oscar.
He did hit. That's the only reason I like that movie. That's the only reason. Everything else I was good on. But I didn't understand Jafar's problem. You know, like, because what's your problem, sir?
Like, come on, brother. Like, you living in the damn.
And his face creeped me out too. I didn't like it. It was long and it curled. I didn't. It had. He
had to be playing for the other team.
I didn't,
because he was giving evil. He was giving evil Prince. Evil Prince. Period.
Like, I wouldn't have been mad had they did a period in the remake.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, all right. Back to the original question. Only keep one. You say you keeping Goofy.
I'm keeping Goofy movie because it's like watching a young man come out of his shell and get to know his father a little more.
Adorable.
He was, and it's like the fact that road trip, he did not want to go on it, but he still gained a lot from it because little does Goofy know Max was having a hard time. He was having a hard time. Granted, because to this day, I don't even know what happened with his mom. I have no idea. And yes, I did watch Goof Troop, but I still don't understand of the dynamic and everything. But watching him grow, like, in his teenage years and understanding and actually coming out of his shell, being able to talk to his dad in a way that his dad actually understands.
Goofy was
the trip. He tripped. He was a lot.
He was a lot to handle. He reminded me of like a funny, like he's the kid version of Peter Griffin. He is 100% Peter Griffin. But I definitely love that movie. The music, the big old, what was it, possum? The possum scene was funny.
Who's your favorite possum?
I love that scene. I think a Goofy movie, and the Goof Troop series too. They did amazing with that. Now, what I did find weird, really quick, we only got a few minutes. Guys had a natural obsession with what was her name? The pretty one in Goofy movie, the one that
Roxanne.
Roxanne. I'm like, y'all know these are animals, right? Like they did that with Nala too from Lion King.
It's a lion.
Remember when she was in the bushes and she squinted her eyes? I said, y'all just a different type of freaky. That's a different type of.
That's freaky. Concerning. It's one thing because I will admit to having a crush on an anime character, but those are humans. Those are humans.
Okay, I cannot judge. Really quick, this is a confession. Confession number 1 for me.
Oh,
I cannot judge them because I had a huge crush on Optimus Prime.
What? I'm not judging, but that's interesting.
When he get to doing them speeches, looking over in the distance, I'll be like,
oh,
Optimus!
Autobots roll out.
Oh, yes, Lord! And he get to, and it, oh man, I don't know why it was. That's sexy funny. But
it's a robot.
It was weird. And I was like, bro, I'm never gonna tell nobody that. But it's my truth. I can live in my truth. They had a crush on a lion. I can have a crush on a robot.
That's concerning though. A lion?
Yeah, it was some freaky shit.
You know, growing up, it really didn't dawn on me that they were about to do free time. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he was about to climb up to that. Around. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm tired. I know I'm tired. I'm making random noises and shit. But thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
This will be one of many.
Mm-hmm. So tune in, please, and thank you. And if you're feeling compelled, please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you comment. But don't be rude, bitch. Don't be rude.